Sorry about that. Looks like my internet had a bit of a boo-boo.
Bye bye, internet.
But I reset it, so things seem to be back online now and fast and furious. A bit of a shame we're in the middle of that cool puzzle,
Yeah,
but yeah, let's get back into it. So last I was just saying Queen G4 check would be a serious mistake because it allows
yeah.
black to escape with the king, king F8.
And you know
Um,
what's funny is that
mhm.
my intuition said that was possible, but in my first calculation, I just kind of ignored it, even though my intuition said it was possible. Yeah,
Honestly, that's fine because I feel like like the logical instinct is to like hide in the corner usually, and this is the one you kind of want to look at first. It's like the more principled defense. Like when you sack on
right,
h7, the most principled defense is accepting the piece, even if it's not always the best one. So you
right,
just kind of
right.
want to check this first. But you spotted that king h8, bishop h6, queen g8 would work for black if not for queen h4,
Right.
which is definitely the kind of quiet killer that can
Yeah,
evade
nice
you,
move.
when you're calculating, very easy.
Yeah, beautiful move.
But yeah, and ends the game. And black has no good squares for the queen.
Yeah,
So unfortunately, yeah, king f8 kind of spoils the fun because then the king runs away, and then queen h4, rook e5, black can just defend and is probably doing quite well. Um, so that's where bishop h6 comes in.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it's important to kind of stay like, let's say, somewhat flexible with your calculation. I think that's maybe one tip I have for you, just based off what we've done so far, is that you're a little bit maybe slightly erratic with the calculation, like a little bit too quick to jump around. Whereas
Yeah,
I'd rather you kind of like hone in and focus on a line and then really try to see it until completion. And then if it's not working, then turn around
and
and
look to
back up
another.
and look somewhere else, which is not easy to do, but that's kind of I would say, the
Yeah,
next
th
step.
this might be a function of working with kids
Yeah,
because when you're working with kids, they jump around a lot because they
sure.
have so much energy. Literally.
And so yeah, you have to kind of be disciplined. Just be like you see this position in your mind's eye, and then you have to have the discipline to not just start necessarily calculating this right away, but then also pausing, like, oh, I also have this move I can check, and then later you can come back and figure out, oh yeah, that this is actually more accurate because now you're threatening mate in two, so black kind of has to move the king, but you're not
Right.
letting the king escape. So this really the star move of the puzzle. Very, very nice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I
With
knew
the
I
center
had
line.
both moves, but for some reason I just assumed that they led to the same place, right?
Yeah.
Um, that's the kind of assumption that's also a killer in chess too.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's why we have to be very precise and always kind of
Right.
double check. Like in a game, I could easily see someone going for this and then stopping here, and then maybe their first instinct was queen g4, but then they realize, oh, hold on, the king can actually run away. And then they
Right.
realize, oh,
Right.
more accurate to start with this one. Okay, let's go to another one.
Oh no. I'm just kidding.
No, these are good. I think
I'm
we're
already
all
ready to take a nap.
we're all getting a lot from these.
Do we have to play classical games in tournaments?
Yeah,
Oh, the cops are
unfortunately.
coming. They're not happy with me. Okay, here we go.
All right.
Ooh,
This is black to play.
ooh, endgame.
Very
Ooh,
good.
very nice endgame. Well, I have two candidate moves to start. I have bishop d4 check and rook h7. Any other candidate moves that I could have here? And of course, I was thinking of bishop d4 because of the interference, but that also pushes the king over, so it's highly unlikely that that's going to work. So rook h7 looks nice to start. And after rook h7, now the hard part here is controlling the d file. That would be the main idea. how do you control the d file so you can push that pawn all the way down? Oh, it's in the same vein. Then you have bishop d4 check. But then there's king f1. Second. Hmm. So, hmm.
Jamil, thank you for the gifted subs. I just muted myself.
I think
Thanks,
one of
Jamil.
my biggest problems is that it's hard to work in chess. It's just hard work. Actually, I have to do the work.
It is very hard,
Lazy
unfortunately.
brain. Hello, brain, wake up. Okay, rook h7, rook h7. Okay, rook h7, rook h7. If you spend any tempo, though, the king could go f1, e1.
25 subs. Thank you, Jamil. Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm thinking rook h1, or sorry, rook h7, rook h7, bishop, something like bishop d6? That seems crazy, though. I mean, there could be king e3, but then they can take on e5. It seems pretty bad. That won't work. Wow, tough. Pretty tough. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm just missing one idea here. Okay, so rook h7, d2, rook d7, bishop d4 check. For some reason, I didn't realize that my pawn was already on d2 in that line. And then I think I'm promoting, right? If he takes, I take, and then the knight takes on f4, and I promote with check. So then rook h7, is there a different move? Like knight e5, maybe? Rook h7, knight e5. Fe, rook h7, d2, rook d7. Hmm. Oh, rook h7, knight e5, rook d7, knight d7, d2. Right. Knight c5 check, and then you just don't go to d4. You go to d5, and the pawn promotes. I think I solved both lines. Your third line.
Okay, that's good, except I want you to be really precise at the end there. So knight
Okay.
c5 check.
Okay. Knight c5 check. King. Oh, I see. Because after king d5, there might be some fork trick. Oh, there could be knight a4 there. I see. So king. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there was an alarm bell in my head that I ignored that I needed to be precise. So king d5 would be knight a4, and I couldn't promote. If I promote, they fork on c3. So then king e3 looks pretty nice. And do they have any of those tricks anywhere? Don't think so. C5 check, king e3. A4 anyway. Yeah, that seems good. Did I miss it? Is that right?
No, let's take a look. I think you got it. So rook h7.
Because I know if the king is diagonal to a knight, one square away, it's 3 moves at least to play a check.
Yes.
So that's correct, right?
Yes. So this is the main line where white comes back, you block off.
Yeah.
And
I hallucinated that the king could play king f1 there instead of taking, right?
Hmm?
I would have solved that line so much faster if I hadn't hallucinated king f1 being possible.
Yeah, I think right. I think it took a little bit of time to get to this one because it's very direct. You just push the pawn,
Yeah,
turning to promote, and then
No, I saw this line immediately. This was like the first thing I thought of. For some reason, I thought after bishop d4 check, he could play king f1. Like my pawn wasn't close enough.
right. Yeah. And then we had this line.
Yeah. And then I was inaccurate at first, like you said. I would have said king d5 and there's knight a4 there.
Well, I kind of tricked you a little bit because you are promoting with check. So you can actually, yeah, as long as you avoid this one, you can do anything you want here.
Oh, you did trick me. You're right. This is not even possible. Oh my gosh.
I did want you to see that this is kind of like an idea, right?
Idea.
And I do want your instinct to be king e3 because this is like, then you just know for sure. There's no hocus pocus.
Right.
There's no shenanigans.
There's no hocus pocus shenanigans.
When the king is this far away from knight. But I
You
will
play
say,
king
do
e3 and
want
you say
your,
welcome to Dojo. Oh, go ahead.
Your visualization, should be clean enough that you're seeing this position and that you see it's
yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
This suggests that things are maybe still a little bit fuzzy,
Murky.
right, when we're calculating, which is totally normal. But that's one thing to think about, because if your visualization is struggling, then you will make lots of mistakes and you won't be aware of them until maybe it's too late. So you have to.
It's too late. Yeah.
Be very vigilant about this. So this is actually from one of my own games from many years ago, and
oh, cool.
Yeah.
Against who?
So.
Wait, did you lose to this one?
No, I didn't lose this one, but well, okay. One idea to point out is if check first, then white can play king f1, and this is very important because then we're not getting our pawn down in time.
Right.
I was worse for all of this game, and at this point I was still like trying to figure out if I'm losing or not. So we're in time trouble. So I ended up playing d2.
Oh no!
With the idea like, okay, if knight takes rook, and then I have this check. And actually, I'm not even sure what is the evaluation of this position.
Wow.
Let's say, because you can't go here because of this one, but let's say king f2. I'm not totally sure if black is winning this.
Right. Because of the doubled pawns. And
I have a feeling I am, actually, because I think
crazy
there's
queen
some
ending.
tricks, like queen d2, let's say, and then...
Oh, what if he goes back to g1?
Let's say g1, and then let's say like f3.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Maybe there's something here for black. Actually, I'm still not totally sure I see it. But anyways, that was the idea. And then, of course, he just took here. And then I took here, and then we ended up drawing the game.
Right.
And then, yeah, I was horrified to discover later.
Oh
I could have just taken and D2 and that's it.
no.
So sometimes just the most direct way is the right way.
I appreciate your humble approach to showing us your mistake.
Oh yeah, no, it was a good it was a good exercise. I actually have another one. I
Right.
have lots. Actually, lately I've been doing this thing where I just try to find exercises from my games, like as many as I can. Because I feel like actually it's kind of it works on multiple levels. Like number one, it forces me to like review the games very carefully because I have to find puzzles, but then also I have to analyze them because I want the puzzles to be accurate. And then on top of that, I get like some content, like puzzles and stuff for the tests and content and whatever. So,
Right. I mean, you play for the content, right?
oh yeah, yeah, like, don't we all? um,
Uh,
okay, I had another one here for you. Let's do. Yeah, let's do this one.
oh yeah, if any of the viewers are going to be in Vegas, come say hi. Definitely am friendly. Analyze some games.
Yeah, hello, Chaco. Yeah, I met actually quite a few people in Chicago, so that was fun.
Oh,
Hopefully, I'll see
nice.
people in Vegas.
That's awesome.
Folks, bring your dojo hoodies.
Nice. I'll bring the
This one.
boombox. I kind of want to shoot that video now for sure.
Hmm.
Why don't we make a music video out of the Welcome to Dojo song? Does David want to?
No, it's a great idea. A music video.
Yeah. That's separate than the like yeah. Back to chess.
No, no, no. I mean that's a great idea. Maybe we could put it on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, you should put on MTV.
On MTV.
I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if anybody watches MTV anymore, but
No, I don't think so. Okay, black to play.
right. Must play chess. Okay, this is one of those tragic situations where white thought they were winning and then they messed it all up. Okay, let's see. Well, my obviously captures first, so knight f6 is my first thought. Rook c3 looks nonsense. And then after that, some attacks maybe. Maybe the queen can get trapped somehow. That queen is deep in enemy territory. Quite a few squares to escape though, so maybe there's some like thing with the loose rook. The rook on e5 is loose. So we have queen d4 as a possibility there as well. Let's see, any other candidate moves that I can think of? Think so. Queen e7 is nonsense. Okay. So oh, okay. Oh, there's some complications here though, with knight f6 and there being some back rank threats too, maybe. Huh. Hmm. Okay. I am feeling stumped a little bit, but pushing that feeling away, focusing. So knight f6, queen f6 looks like it doesn't make any sense for black. So I can probably rule out that move. Oh, okay. So might be the queen trapping idea because queen d4, after queen d4, after the rook moves, you have knight d6 to try to trap the queen in there. And then every square is covered, which is very nice, except for e7 and d7. So queen d4, rook e1. Queen d4, rook e1, rook 5 to e1, or there's also rook 1 to e1, but I think rook e to e1 makes more sense to try to gain control of the d file. So queen d4, rook e1, knight d6, there's rook e1. That looks ugly. Um, Queen d4, rook e1. Hmm. All right, I think I'm having trouble here, Kostya. This is tough.
Yeah, this is not an easy one. Um, so on queen d4, let's imagine it's white to play. So I'm trying to find a good idea for the opponent.
Oh, rook e6. I see. Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah, maybe rook e6 is a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. Um, that's funny. I missed the counter tactic. Stars look for my tactics. Not fair. They get tactics too. Okay, hold on. We gotta find something. So if rook e6 is a threat, so all of our pieces are on the back row. Back rank. It's not fair. You might have me stumped here.
Yeah, this was really
Might need to take like
not simple.
5 or so minutes here.
Well, look, there's no like immediate tactic here. So it's good. It's good you're not blundering. Knight f6, queen f6.
Right.
Um, and the point is that if you were able to reach an endgame, let's say you could force white to trade,
Oh, okay.
then black would be very happy.
Oh, this is one of the positional puzzles. Darn it.
I don't know.
Hard.
To me, it's also tactical because if you don't see rook e6, then you're gonna get this one wrong.
Uh-huh.
And
So
in the
so
game,
then
actually, I got it wrong. I played queen c7, although
oh,
I had seen the right moves. Just I thought these are both good.
right.
And actually, the idea here is just to tag the rook and then go like knight d6 next, and then eventually just kick the queen out and get a very nice endgame.
Right, because the
Let's
F6
see.
pawn is so weak.
Just get something like this. Yeah. And at some point, white will take, rook takes, knight comes to c4, knight f5. Like, yeah, it's like a great Sicilian endgame for black.
Hmm. It's
Problem, of
funny
course,
that
is
I don't play
that this
Sicilian.
one.
That's why I don't know.
Oh, I mean,
I'm gonna need to play some Sicilian at some point in my life. It's annoying.
absolutely. I mean, it's like a best opening. Um, Problem is, I missed rook e6.
That's the best opening. You're hilarious. Uh,
Now, unfortunately,
yeah, now
white
is it
is
equal
white is at
or
least
what?
fine.
What
Like,
better?
let's
Yeah.
say if takes, then there's um, check,
Right.
and if here, then takes knight, right?
Right.
You can take with queen also, but this is, better.
Yeah, definitely don't want that.
In the game, I
So,
think this happened. Pretty sure. We got this endgame where it's about equal because both sides have their weaknesses. I ended up winning,
right.
but that's a different story,
That's called outplaying.
And then if
Uh,
takes, then I think you can take. I think this is just winning on the spot.
right, right, right. Because yeah, f8's hanging. So then knight c7.
Knight c7 is okay.
Don't let him take e6.
Yeah, at least it's better than queen
Uh,
c7.
yeah, this is just like pure prophylaxis here.
But I think this isn't
They're
great because of
better
rook
move, huh?
d1.
Oh, right.
We still have problems here. Okay,
Wait, I don't,
so we
I
need
don't
another
actually
move.
see the problem there. Knight
So rook d1.
c7, rook d1, queen e7, fe. For some reason, I'm missing the problem here.
Rook e8, rook d7. And then like knight e4. We're just kind of
Everything's just completely, it's a bind. I
a little
see.
bit stuck here. Yeah, with this
Yeah,
pawn.
yeah, all right, yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so we need a better move to kind of
Right.
get out.
Well, we wanted to go to knight d6, so queen d6. But then there's still rook d1 there. Queen b6. Queens or knight g7. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. It's crazy.
Let's go
No.
move by move. So queen
Too crazy.
d6.
Too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Queen d6. Yeah, I thought rook d1.
Rook d1. Okay, pause. Black to move.
Oh, it's hanging. Never mind. Rook d1's silly. That's why I thought of queen d6. Oh, that's funny. Some fatigue here. Okay, so queen d6. They have to move the rook. So rook. Do they have to move the rook? I think so. Rook e1. Then you could play queen c7. Or sorry, rook c7.
Mm-hmm.
Queen d6, rook e1, rook c7. Is that doing something? Did I miss the right move for white? Oh, maybe queen d6, rook 1 to e1? Does that renew the threat on? No, because you need the rook to attack f7. Um, Queen e6, rook e1, rook c7 looks like it gets the favorable endgame that you're talking about. Because then queen d6, knight d6. No?
Are you asking me or are you telling
Yeah.
me?
I'm
You're
telling you,
asking
Queen
me. Oh,
D6.
you're
It's
telling.
Queen D6. I know
Okay,
it's
good.
Queen D6.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just waiting for you to, yeah, just make up your mind because I mean that's,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, my
yeah.
mind's made up. Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean that's what chess is. You have to decide. You can't just.
right. Right. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
Queen D6 is better, much better.
yeah, yeah. It's
And I
nice.
had this in mind. I just also thought Queen C7 is just as good. Um, but we hit the rook. We don't allow rook takes E6, which is very
Right.
important. And whatever white does, let's say they bring the rook back. Rook C7 comes next to force the issue. Black gets their pieces out, and yeah, we have a very nice endgame. I'd say black has a clear advantage here because knight c4 is coming, and it's going to be really hard for white to deal with this pressure without possibly just losing a pawn.
Right. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. That's so
Yeah,
tricky.
it was tricky, for sure. But okay, I mean, I guess you have to first realize there are no tactics available because white is also very active here, and I mean we have to be very careful, like with pieces like this.
Well,
And
I also didn't even see the idea of knight D6, knight C4
oh yeah,
from the beginning.
yeah,
Like
there
to come
really
to
is.
C4 and this end game just falling apart fully for white. So, yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, yeah. There's a saying: every Sicilian endgame is good for black, and it's because of stuff like this. Because you always have like this, white is often overextended, and then black just has like nice
Yeah,
play
I
on
know.
the on
I'm
the
always
queen
I'm
side,
always dreading when
on
it
the
goes
wrong
to the end
side.
game. I'm like, oh no.
Okay,
Uh,
let's do another one. This one in mind. And this is white's a point.
okay, my initial reaction is rook G1, G7, sorry. Rook G7 and then but our queen's hanging obviously, so that doesn't make any sense. Unless there's a mate there. So okay, that doesn't make sense. So rook G7, and if queen H4, rook H7 checkmate. So that's nice. Rook G7, can they guard? They can take our knight, but then they'll lose the queen. I'm not sure what's happening with the material. Looks even from the start, so that would be losing. So rook G7, king G7, queen G5 check, king F8. Hmm. Probably knight H7 check, but I'm not exactly sure. King E8. And then king E8. And then hmm. Huh. I mean, there's still rook E1 check, but then king D7 is annoying me. I was looking for a way to push him to the D file and then play bishop E2 or C2 and then pin the queen. Um, Knight 7, king E8. Wow, I don't know why I can't see anything after that. I just have to be patient. Let's see. Is there something like F6? It seems like it closes off the opportunities. Um, oh, so there's rook E1, king D7, rook. Or queen? Yeah. So king D7, queen E7 check, king C8. And you have bishop H6 check, but are you giving up too much material for the queen there? Um, is there a different check? Yeah, so this one I can see the main idea, but I'm having trouble with the depth. The depth of this puzzle seems pretty tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're definitely on the right track. You got rook G7, right?
Yeah,
King G7,
queen G5 check,
G5,
king
King F8.
king king F8.
And now the problem is knight H7, King E8,
Yeah,
King
it
starts
seems
running away.
that's not working, yeah.
So yeah, try to hone in on that position after King F8 and see if you can find another
Right,
option.
something. Oh, so rook E1. Oh, rook E1 right away, which cuts off the king completely. Oh, man, quiet moves. Quiet moves are so hard. Quiet,
Yeah.
quiet. Rook E1 right away, and then what does he have though? He's got to have some kind of move. So let's just say he takes the bishop, right? So queen takes D3. Then what is the actual point to win this game? Rook E1, queen D3. I mean, obviously knight H7 check, but then king F8, or king, oh, it's made already. Oh, so does he have any other move? Can he like take on F6, like queen F6, and then get D3, and then he has a rook, two minor pieces for the queen? Probably not, but the back rank is weak. Six, queen F6, rook D3. Queen queen E7 check, king F8, queen G5 check, or queen E7 check, king G7, queen G5 check, king F8, F6. No, that looks convincing. Okay, that's convincing. I'm convinced.
Okay, good. So rook G7, and you found the initial
Yeah,
idea like really fast,
yeah.
right? But again, it's like, yeah,
Screaming
once
for
you
it.
get in, you're
Right.
here, and then your brain wants to calculate this and this,
Hmm.
which is totally fine. I think that's where you should start. But
Right.
then, yeah, at a certain moment, you got to come back here, and then that's what we did. And then I was like, okay, try to find another move. And then right away, you're like, oh, rook e1.
Stop being a bonehead.
Just immediately, right? So it's like, it's clearly, like within you to find this
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just you have to learn how to kind of prompt yourself. And okay, you do a lot of these puzzles. This will come up time and time again, and you will learn to look for options along the way. It's kind of like the big thing.
Well,
In
I
this
think
one.
I can feel what's going on, at least inside my head and body. Is there's like some element of fatigue happening, like right away after I finish calculating that line, I realize it's not working. Right? I'm calculating all the way to king c8, and then that whole line's not working, and so there's a little bit of fatigue of knowing where. Like obviously, I knew knight h7 was the branch, but then it was hard to reset my mind to actually look for another candidate move there. Right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so,
But that's
so
that's very
yeah.
important.
Yeah. So some of that is rust probably, but
Yes.
also quiet moves in chess are some of the hardest ones to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're an advanced level now, so that's where it's like that's going to be the difference between simple combination and something much trickier. Is like finding
Yeah.
those quiet
Yeah.
moves and in between moves, especially, are
Yeah.
tough
The
to
hard
learn.
part is I've been at advanced level for like 8 years, but
Yeah.
I've improved in my abilities over time. I just haven't shown any rating because I haven't. Yeah.
Well, you got to keep trucking away at it.
I know it's the hard part. I heard of who was I heard. Well, I know Mishra had like a stretch of 32 games, four full tournaments where he didn't win a single game before he got his title.
For he got his like GM title or what?
Yeah,
Oh,
before he got the GM title, he was playing norm events after norm event, and then he had four full tournaments in a row
and
where he didn't win
now
a single game.
he's gone
It's crazy.
he's gone 70 games without making an inaccuracy.
I mean, the way the kid works, yeah, he's a machine.
No, I'm just kidding. But he hasn't missed a tactic in
You're
46
joking.
games.
Sorry, I missed the joke. I'm stupid. Of course you. Yeah, right.
The kid has not missed a tactic in his last 100 games.
Well, when I went to interview him, he was working with Gelfand in the morning. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
No, he's locked in.
yeah, he's locked in. I hope he
He's
makes it.
razor sharp.
Yeah.
Okay,
One more?
you want to do one more?
Yeah. Why not?
I have plenty.
Okay, one more.
I have many. Let's do it. Oh, this one's too easy. Okay, good. This one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's play.
Before I start it, I would say I was thinking about this. I've thought about this previously. One of my weaknesses is this depth of calculation, in the sense that a lot of my best wins, where I've beaten, say like masters or above, it's come because I was like, oh, this idea could be played. And then when the position comes, I realize, oh, I have to play this idea. And so like I'm playing more on feel instead of actually knowing what's happening in
Right.
upcoming positions, which then leads to those losses, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you're not precise and yeah, thinking ahead and really like pushing yourself in the calculation, I
Yeah.
think it's very hard to beat strong players.
Right. That's why I lost to J6 Stopa when I should have beaten Stopa.
There you go.
So depressing. I'm still depressed about that. All right, here we go. I'm thinking. So, okay, we have a check, knight g5 check. And then we also have queen h6 check, which seems like nonsense, but it's something. Also, the king is very weak, so rook g1 is automatically screaming toward me. Hello? I will try to mate you. Um, yeah, I like Rook G1. It's very nice. What's the material count here? So we're down in exchange because I was wondering if I could play Rook G1, Queen G1, Knight G5, but then there's Queen takes G5, and that's not an easy win, I don't think. Um, but there is also Rook G1, Queen G1, Queen takes D7 check. Oh, Rook G1, Queen G1, Queen H6 check. Aha. Queen H6 check, King G8. Then I was thinking maybe Knight G5, but it's very similar to the other line. Queen takes G5 or even Rook F7 maybe. No, Rook wait. 7, Queen take. That would no, we'd be down in that position. Rook G1, Queen G1. Can we take back with the pawn after Queen Rook G1, Queen G1, Knight G5? Queen takes G5, HG5. But then black has a tempo, so to do something. Maybe that line is winning? Question mark? There's another line though that I missed. Rook G1, Queen G1, Knight G5 check, King G7 is interesting, but then we take on D7, so Queen D7 check. I think that's mating. Yeah, that line's mating. So the critical line is Rook G1, Queen G1, Knight G5, Queen G5. And what's happening after that? Yeah, I think taking with the H pawn makes sense, but then what does black play after? So Rook G8 would lead to mate. Rook Queen H6 mate. So do they have any moves? Rook A to E8, Queen H6 check, King G8, G6, Knight F6. Uh-oh. Knight F6 is annoying. Knight F6, Bishop G5. Then what do they play? I think that wins. Bishop G5, and then I don't think black has a move. So am I off base?
Well, give me your line.
So the critical line I think is Rook G1, Queen G1, Knight G5, Queen G5, HG5. Well, what did I? Oh, Rook A to E8. I don't see a move for black there for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Queen H6 check, King G8, H6, Knight F6, Bishop G5. And then I think that it's just lost.
Okay, let's go through it. So Rook G1. Definitely strong move.
Yeah. Yeah. Strong
Takes.
move.
Check. So, yeah, you calculate if king here,
Queen, yeah, queen d7, yeah.
d7, and you're getting
Yeah.
mate here very soon, or black is losing all their pieces.
Yeah. Right.
But it's very bad for black. Okay. So queen takes.
Yeah.
You said HG.
Yeah.
And then rook AE8.
Yeah.
And then what did you want here?
I wanted queen h6, but I must have missed something better. Oh, there's queen 8. No. Yeah. I wanted queen h6, but there's probably something better. Is it just queen d7? Yeah,
it's just hanging with check, right? So
yeah.
I feel like there's something going on with the visualization.
So
you know, it's not it's not crisp enough because
no, it needs to be crisper. You're right about that.
You should see that.
I should see that immediately. Yeah.
You should see this position in your head, right?
Right. Right.
And so
I saw this position, but I wasn't connecting that the knight's hanging for some reason.
Yeah, but when you see a position in front of you, like you see the knight is hanging, right?
Yeah.
What that means is that you weren't seeing the position in your mind, because then you would have also seen that the knight's hanging. You know
right.
I
think maybe I was
right there. It's like one move.
Right. Right. That's true.
So that's what I'm noticing is like the visualization is off.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah. Also, I think maybe the evaluation is off a bit as well because honestly, you can stop here. Like, you have queen for 2 rooks, which is material balance.
Right.
And black's king is wide open.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's basically. I was trying to be thorough. Yeah. But yeah, it just in this position it seemed like black had no moves, and which is true, really. But I don't know why I missed the knights hanging on d7.
Yeah, honestly, I think you have to not even look further. You can just assume that it's winning. Because I was also thinking about going back to this one.
Yeah.
Because you were looking at this line, rook e1 takes, and this. And this also should be evaluated as like black's king is way too weak to survive, essentially.
Right. I didn't notice that for about, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Minute.
But I think that could be maybe more automatic.
I was worried that our king was weak here too, though. Like I couldn't move the rook, and I thought that maybe I would have to move the rook to e7, play rook e7 to try to mate here, but I didn't see that the f pawn.
Yeah, you got this guy.
But
I think that's again maybe a visualization thing, because if you see the position well, then you're like, oh, I got this and this, I got this one and this one. And
right.
It just looks, I mean, this and this, right? It's like immediate.
Yeah. So over. Yeah.
Textbook. But that's something to keep in mind, like, because these positions are always very hard when you're evaluating like queen imbalances or material imbalances with like queen versus pieces. But if the king is weak, then that's usually huge, huge for the queen.
Yeah, I think some of the worry was in the material imbalance, but I mean, I guess both positions, right? I can't believe I didn't see the knights hanging. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh gosh,
it's ridiculous. It's all good. I mean, but that's part of it. It's just part of the thing you have to work on. I mean, I'm missing stuff all the time in my tournament games, left and right. So I'm not saying like, oh yeah, it's so easy.
Well, but it's still good to be alert to the knowledge that you're missing stuff, so that you can be thorough.
Yes, I think working on this stuff, especially when you're going through books, it like gives you a really clear picture sometimes of like, oh, I'm missing lots of stuff, or like I'm miscalculating, misvisualizing, and then it's just like a sign to focus more.
Right.
Kind of like really
It's the modern world though. The modern world is pulling our focus in so many different directions. Especially
Yeah.
as like a coach and a creator, it's like, I have to do all these things. I'm balancing like I don't really want to be on Twitter. I have to be talking to people on Twitter. It's annoying.
Hmm.
Don't tell Twitter or X that, whatever you call it these days.
Yeah, tell me about it. No,
Uh,
it's tough, but at least you have like a reference point,
right,
like it's
right.
good. Um, like yeah, like I remember like okay, like I went to the gym once with my friend, and then you know it was like really hard. Like he was working us out, and then
Right.
at one point he was like, "All right, that was a good warm up."
Oh man.
I'm like, "Oh."
Oh.
So it gives you like a reference point, like, "Oh,
Right.
there's levels to this." There's
Right, right.
like,
It's true though. It's true. Yeah, the hard part is I know that. It's just so just, our everyday life is so distracting. I'm
yeah,
sure everybody in the dojo that's an adult improver knows this too though. Um,
yeah, definitely. Um,
but summer's great. Summer's the time to buckle down.
Yeah, well, I think with calculation, it's really just about being consistent, and I don't think you have to spend like hours and hours a day, but like, 1 hour of like tough puzzles, kind of like these, where you're really having to push yourself, and
Right.
like you were saying, it felt like you were stretching to like see till the end of the lines and the variations. 1 hour a day, I think, is already huge,
Yeah, for sure.
as long as it feels hard.
Yeah, and then doing the other work, and then that adds up to 3 hours a day.
Yeah,
The
exactly. Yeah,
opening
you
and the
have
end
for some
game at the same
students,
time. Yeah.
and openings as well. Yeah.
Uh, okay. Well, awesome. Thanks for doing this with me today. Awesome,
Absolutely.
Kostya.
How
A lot
are
of
you
fun.
feeling before Vegas?
I feel good. I feel hopeful. I feel like, even though I haven't been able to put as much time in the last 2 weeks that I wanted to, the previous month before that I was pretty consistent.
Hmm.
Um, and and I think it always inspires me to go play with other players like that, to go play with you guys and to learn from all the different games that are being played. It's always quite inspirational for me. So it'll be nice to get back into it. I mean, I'm definitely nervous because I know my openings are really bad, but I think focusing on the fundamentals first is more important anyway. So, um, and they're not that bad. I have a lot of knowledge, but just, you know, um, it's general knowledge rather than specific lines.
Hmm.
Which is probably better anyway. But a lot of my best wins have come when I've known the opening really well. So
Right.
so that makes me nervous a little bit. But yeah, I'm excited. National Open's a really fun tournament. So
It is super fun. No, openings are they do become more important, especially at your level. Um,
yeah, yeah,
they start to play a bigger role. But you've been pretty consistent, which I think is good to your credit. You don't switch around too much with your openings, and that
yeah.
means you have a lot of experience.
Right.
So, they're not gonna kill you in like e4, e5.
No.
Like you're solid there.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. My problem
d4,
is, you know, D4 I'm okay.
you're okay too. All right, good.
That's black. Yeah. I did a lot of work last year in Ganguly has a
Mm,
chessable course. I did a lot of work on Nimzo, Semi-Taraj, um, all of those
mm.
systems against
So
D4.
Nimzo D5 repertoire, right?
Hmm.
Nice,
Yeah.
solid, cool.
Yeah, really solid. And even if I mess it up, sometimes my opponents just mess it up too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really solid stuff. I feel like you just have to be more comfortable with the opening structures that you play more than
Yeah,
anything,
that's
and you'll be
right.
fine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's funny because like I feel my white openings are the weakest, but that's what you need the least. I feel like
Mm.
white you can wing it a lot more. still
Yeah,
get good
no,
positions.
you can, because you can just get an equal position. You can play one knight f3. Like, yeah, you have a lot more leeway.
Right.
I would say in general, it's like if you're weak everywhere, it's like first solidify your black openings, and then you can work on your trying to get a bigger serve as white for sure.
Right. Right.
But it's also knowing you play white and then you like can't get any advantage or anything.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's nice to fight for the win from the opening.
Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Thanks
Great.
for thanks everybody for joining and for joining me on this calculation journey.
Well, yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah.
I would say keep working. Try to do some more puzzles every day until the
Talk
tournaments.
talk to David about the music video.
Oh,
This is why
yeah,
I don't progress in chess. I'm just so interested in all the content.
right. Well, I
Tell him
guess
I'll produce it.
you mean like a live action music video.
What else would it be?
Well, because we already have the music video. You know, we put it on YouTube. Welcome to the dojo.
Yeah,
It's like this whole
but it
song.
has like, wait, what's the? But you guys aren't in it. David's in it singing it. I don't know.
Well,
I've
he
watched it,
sings
but
it, and there's like there's bits and pieces of us, like snippets. It's
yeah,
mostly
no, I
about
mean,
this guy named Joe, who's like an improver.
yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
But
let's
isn't that
break
a
it
music
down. Let's.
video? Doesn't that count? I know you've seen the thing. I just like that doesn't count as a music
Um,
video.
yeah, I meant live action. That's right. Like with
Okay,
the whole
okay.
with you, Jesse, and
You want David? Like
David.
he does come in at
Yeah,
the end and he raps a little bit.
yeah.
At the end, he's like,
Like you guys, like walking on the street and
right,
dancing on some stage.
okay. Maybe we'll do a little music number
Maybe the
one day.
next hit.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thanks again, Kostya.
absolutely, man. I will let you go.
Um,
I'll talk to Chad here for a sec,
yeah,
and
chat. Check out my Substack.
yeah, and you got a podcast now, right?
Yeah, check out the Chess Lounge podcast and my Substack indiechess.substack.com. Yeah, the podcast has been really fun with Elena.
Is
Um,
it on Spotify?
yeah, it's on everything. It's on
Oh, perfect.
Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on just if you just Google Chess Lounge podcast, you'll find a ton of different websites that it's on. Cause
Nice, I got it. Elena
oh,
Dillon.
awesome. Cool. Cool, cool. Yeah, have fun everybody. We're having a lot of fun with chess. We're gonna get some more guests. We got Dennis Borosh for the first episode, and then we're gonna get Daniel Lona from the Chess Experience podcast on in 2 weeks, and then I have a scientist that's going to talk about her research with women in science. But I also am very interested how that will apply to the chess world as well. So I kind of want to do some cross cultural stuff, bring in some people outside the chess world or that are ancillarily involved. So yeah, it should be fun. And it's just for it's fun, entertainment.
I'm gonna give you 5 stars.
Hey, yeah, give it 5 stars. Thank you. That's fun. Yeah, we'll do a bunch of live stuff from Vegas.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure we'll do
I have a plan to
some
put
content.
together the sights and sounds of Vegas for next week.
Mm,
So we'll get some quotes from Kostya talking about the dojo, and then
yeah,
a bunch of other
it'll be
people.
it'll be super fun.
I'm supposed to kiss Ben um brain dead. Need to take a nap. Ben Feingold's shoes, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a dare, I guess, from Elena.
All right. Good luck with that.
Yeah, right. I ain't doing it. Just kidding. Yeah, well, thanks again, Kostya, and hopefully I'll see some of you all in Vegas.
Yeah. See you there. All
Good
right. Take
evening.
care, man.
Thanks again.
Bye
Bye.
bye.